All your base are belong to us.
Hello, and welcome to Fake Geek Girl. It gets me every time. As I was saying, hello and welcome to Fake Geek Girls, a podcast looking at nerdy pop culture from both a fan and critical perspective, encouraging the things we love to do better. I'm Missy, I'm a writer, and my life is less of a disaster now, I think.
I'm Merri, I'm a marketer, and ditto.
Yeah.
Things have calmed down for us. For now.
Instead, I have to have the world's most embarrassing therapy appointment on Monday.
Yeah. I have therapy on next Saturday.
And I'm not going to talk about what it is because it's embarrassing. I'm already going to have a hard enough time talking about it to my therapist. I don't think it is
as embarrassing as you feel it is.
I know.
I think it is very funny.
It's very funny. It's very, very funny. The problem is that it's the mortifying ordeal of being known is what it is.
Yes, but if you heard someone was doing this in therapy,
I would think it
was sick.
I would like that person. We get each other on a fundamental level.
Yes.
Sorry to be teasing about my inner psyche and not sharing it with all of you, but so we've been up to a lot because we haven't done one of these in a while. So prepare yourself. Buckle in, friends. I watched Wake Up Dead Man, the new Knives Out movie.
Oh yeah.
I liked it. It's not the best one.
Did you like it more than...
I liked it more than Glass Onion.
Okay.
So the thing, and I've talked about this before, and I probably talked about it when I talked about Glass Onion. The thing that I really like about Knives Out is the implication of the audience. You, the audience, are not... You could be one of these people. And most likely you are the daughter who thinks that she can get away with it, but isn't willing to give up her comforts. Glass Onion was just about hating rich people, which is like cathartic and fun, but like I don't find it as effective a political statement because like everybody, at this point, who isn't hating on rich people?
Rich people. True. Rich people.
It just
Peter Thiel.
It just feels easy. So I didn't find that one as to be
really
as good.
Have to attack is the poor people.
Yes.
That's what Missy's really saying.
Yeah. Wake Up Dead Man takes a pretty different tactic in that it is still about exploitation. It is still about, kind of the things that you expect. The reason for the murder, one, the reason for the murder is never what you think it is. Two, it's only sort of about the murder. It's always about some other thing, right? Like the actual story is not about solving the murder. It's about some like socio-political issue. In this case, it's really interesting because it deals with faith and it deals with Catholic faith in particular. And I found that to be a much more interesting story direction than Glass Onion.
Okay.
Glass Onion was fun, don't get me wrong, but I didn't find it to be as interesting of a movie.
It was low-hanging fruit.
It was low-hanging
onion.
It was low-hanging onion.
Yeah.
Wake Up Dead Man is more... I was talking about it with a friend. Hi. You're probably listening to this. Who basically said it's a worse murder mystery. Like, the murder mystery part is not actually all that good, but the examination of faith and the challenge it presents to Benoit Blanc as a character makes up for it. Also, I feel like there's like I know what you're about to say.
What?
Hotness. You're so right. How did you know? Is it because we were talking about it in the car?
No, because I know you.
Was there like a subtle change in my voice?
Yes.
Like Missy's going to talk about people who are attractive now.
It was. There it was.
I switched.
When you can re-listen to this, you can try and pinpoint it.
The moment when my voice switches from critical thinking to hot brain.
It's not. It's like you literally short circuit a little bit and then start talking. Like legit. You said. I can't remember what you said, but you stopped and then you start and then you'd be like, okay, but.
The hot brain is kicking on.
Short circuit your brain.
I feel like that there's like a trifecta of like hot guys from the UK, right? There's like Paul Mescal and Joe Alwyn.
Ew.
And Josh O'Connor now. I'm pretty sure Josh O'Connor is actually from the UK.
I don't know.
And Joe Alwyn did nothing for me. And it doesn't help that the first time I actually saw him was in the Brutalist, where he was the worst.
Well, he has Taylor Swift's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
So.
Paul Mescal, he's pretty good looking. Josh O'Connor is like scruffy and has a big nose. So
I have to look up Josh O'Connor.
I'm a Josh O'Connor girly. If I have to put myself,
he looks just like Josh. Are you kidding me?
I have a type.
He looks like Josh in a rat morphed. This man is Josh in a rat morphed.
Josh,
this
Josh,
is
one step into anamorphic.
Yes. Are you kidding me right now?
Anyway,
there's nothing about this man. I'm like, yeah, hot. Your trifecta sucks. Also, say Joe Alban, not hot at all.
Joe Alban doesn't do it for me.
Let me see Paul Mescal. I can't remember.
That's Phoebe Bridgers' ex.
This is just man.
Okay, the thing is you have to see them, like, acting.
It's one of those things.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, because all those men you could put in a room and it'd be like, that one looks like a rat.
And you'd know exactly which one I'm attracted to.
Yes. And then the other ones I'd be like, I don't know.
Rat
City.
Rat City. I had something and I lost it. Anyway,
you short-circuited with the rat.
I was thinking about a rat man and I was like...
So you have a rat trifecta.
None of the other two don't look like rats.
They could get there.
They're like...
Give them time.
Yeah, I like a gutter rat man.
Yeah, you do.
And that's because I have bad taste in men except my husband.
Yeah.
Anyway, point being, I liked Wick Up Dead Man. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was great, but it's not getting... We're not getting back to the heights of Knives Out, which I thought was like...
That was just
really
too
well
organically,
executed.
like, yeah, it was...
It's not
great.
like a flawless film, but it was like very, very well executed and successful at what it was doing. Glass Onion felt easy by comparison. This one feels challenging in a different way, and I appreciated that. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Cool.
I
can't because the thing is going this way. I watched the new Predator movie. My husband was like, we're going to watch Predator. I said, he's been really wanting to watch it, but it's been like $20 and he won't spend that money. And I won't let him. Finally, it came to Hulu and we watched it. And I've seen a couple of the Predator movies and I've seen Predator vs. Alien, which is a love story, which is great. Everyone watch it so you can agree with me. So we watched Predator and what a fun little guy movie. What a fun little guy movie. It starts where two brothers are fighting. There's like, brother, I'll kill you. And he's like, I'll kill you, brother. And you know what, Missy? That's not far off from the conversation being had. They're talking in their predator speak, but it's like, I'll kill you. No, I'll kill you first. And then you find out that one of the brothers was sent to kill the other brothers because he's the weakling. And if the weakest person in your clan,
goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. The dad's like, you have to kill him because he's the weakest in our clan and we can't have that. And he's like, I couldn't do it, Dad. He's gonna... He said he's gonna go and get this... Papa, he could not do it. He said he's gonna go to this one place and he's gonna get the big monster. The big monster even the dad's afraid of. And the dad's like, haha, that's not happening. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna happen. I should narrate. I should have just... Like, you know, when you have captions, it should just be me on this.
Director's commentary.
Yeah, director's commentary. And the non-puny predator.
The strong brother.
The strongbow is like, no, he can do it. Don't try and kill him. And the dad's like, I'll kill you too. And then the other predator's like, I'm getting out of here. And he goes to this planet, and the planet has lots of big things. And it also has some fun little guys. So first thing he meets is Elle Fanning, she's synthetic. I can't remember if that's what they call him, but that's what I'm calling him. Synthetic from, like, Alien. And she is, if I didn't see her, I would assume that this character is being played by Emma Stone. I legit it sounds like she just studied Emma Stone. But she was a fun character. She had no legs, so she had to be a backpack, which was really fun.
Okay.
And she was so annoying, but like in a really fun way, and just annoyed the predator so bad. I think his name, what was it? I need to know his name. We must call him by his legal name.
His government name.
His
Christian name.
His Christian name. Like Kip or something. It's not Kip. Deck.
Deck.
His name's Deck. And she's like, you have to take me with you because, one, I'm looking for my sister. It's really important that I find my, like we were fighting this monster that you're looking for. And one, the other half of my body is where this monster is. And two, I'm really looking for my sister. I've been stuck on this tree for like 14 days. I need to go find her. So he's reluctantly is like, I guess, because he keeps doing things. The thing that I liked about this is that he's actually really bad. Like, he is puny and bad. He's not good at being he would have died immediately if it were not for Elle Fanning's character. And then they're traveling. They're doing their little travel. She's being really annoying, and they're about to be eaten by this big monster. And this little monkey man comes and is like, I'll save you. It doesn't talk. It doesn't say that. But he's like, I'm a little monkey man. And it was just like, I'm like, what are we watching? This is insane. And I just remember thinking, like, Predator fans must hate this movie. And long story short, they do their whole, he's like, you can come eat with us, I guess. And he's like, spits on him. The little monkey man spits on him. And like, he leaves him behind. And he goes to the big monster. And the monster's like, you smell like something. I'm not going to eat you. Spoilers. The little monkey man was the baby of the big guy. And in the end, they make a clan of their own.
That's beautiful.
It was beautiful. It is also by the same person who did Prey, which is wild because Prey is a beautiful, well thought out, very, very serious movie. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, I'm going to make a movie about a little guy and a little funny girl.
I think it sounds to me like he's really devoted to the Predator universe and exploring every possible angle of it.
It's so funny because when I went to go look up what people thought about it, that is exactly what people said. They said people liked this movie. Like, good. I liked it. It was fun, but it was not a Predator movie. And my husband was reading more about it and he said that's basically consensus. This is really fun. It was really good. And we're happy that it was made, but it's not really a Predator movie. And I think that works though, because he was really bad at being a predator. Like, he would have died within 5 minutes.
Prey.
He was Prey. But it was like a fun little movie. It's just like a fun little guy. Let me show you this little guy.
The little monkey man or the Predator?
No, Predator just looks like Predator. He's just a little guy. And yeah, so then they're like, yeah, anyways, it was a fun movie. It was a good time. It was not, if you watch Prey and you're like, oh, so happy he's doing this new one, don't expect Prey. Have you seen Prey?
No.
You would probably like
it's in the jar.
It's very good. And it's really well thought out. You can watch it in the original language of is it Lakota?
I don't know. I know it's an indigenous American language.
You can watch it in that language. And it was just so well thought out and beautiful and just really, really good. And this is a little guy movie. Movie about some little guys. There's other stuff with the synthetics. Not really that important. Most important thing is little guys having fun. But I did really like that he was just like, it wasn't like, it could have easily been like, I'm going to prove my dad wrong. I'm going to do this. It's going to be hard. It could have been like an Odyssey situation. Yeah. It wasn't. I mean, it was, I suppose they're going around, but he's not, he didn't really save them.
Yeah.
Like almost at all. So then he
nice.
He got little guy friends. And then it ends and he's like, my mom's here. Which I guess
my mom's here to pick me up.
Kinda. She comes down in the ship. And it's like, that's my mom. And I guess people assume it's taking up where the animated movie that came out just left off. So, but we shall see. It was fun.
Mom's here to pick me up.
It's so funny because you're not wrong. I don't know if she's there to pick him up, but mom comes.
When your mom shows up too early to the sleepover.
Exactly.
So annoying. I saw Dust Bunny. I'm the noted Brian Fuller lover.
I'm actually going to take out one of these. I'm so sorry.
Brian Fuller, he's known for Hannibal, but Pushing Daisies is where it's at. Dust Bunny is his first feature film, starring Mads Mikkelsen as a hitman. And I'm so sorry, I don't remember who plays the little girl, but it's about the little girl is the central character. And her parents go missing. She has some interesting compulsions. She won't touch the floor in the apartment because she is convinced that there is a creature that lives under her bed that is going to kill her and her parents. And then her parents go mysteriously missing. She happens to spot Mads Mikkelsen's character, the hitman, doing something that she interprets as fighting a dragon. And she believes that he is a monster hunter and can help her kill the monster under her bed and save her parents. That is, her vision of the world does not match what is actually happening in the world. So, unlikely team up, little girl and Mads Mikkelsen, the hitman, trying to kill the monster that lives under her bed. This movie, there are not enough movies like this anymore.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. No, it's very whimsical, very stylistic. I mean, it's Brian Fuller. What do you expect?
Yeah, I just looked at pictures of it and it's just like, yeah,
it's what you would expect. Visually, there are times where it almost reminds me of Amelie. Or even like a Wes Anderson.
I was gonna say Wes Anderson is when I look at it. Like it has more depth than a lot of Wes Anderson, but the colors are there.
Yes, it's just the set designs are impeccable. Brian Fuller and Guillermo del Toro are almost two sides of a very similar coin. Brian Fuller is kind of the colorful whimsy to del Toro's like dark fantasy aesthetic. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Remarkably similar in tone, I would say. So Dust Bunny, it feels, like I said, I love Brian Fuller. I've loved everything I've seen that Brian Fuller has done. I really enjoyed this movie. There aren't enough movies like this anymore. I had a great time watching it. It is a first feature film. Like, there are parts of it where I was like, okay.
That's surprising that it's his first.
I know. Well, he's worked in TV forever. So he's never done a movie before, at least not like start to finish like this one. I really enjoyed the movie. I had a great time watching it. It, like I said, not enough movies like this one anymore. Completely like standalone, original.
I hear the butt coming.
Oh, it's just like it felt like a first feature film. There were parts where I was like, I feel like that could have been trimmed, or that could have been expanded upon, or that was maybe a little too convenient. That was a little too
maybe a good editor would have been helpful.
Indulgent. Yeah, but I would take a somewhat flawed original film like this over any highly polished
Marvel
IP thing.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% an IP hater. There are, in fact, things that I love and adaptations that I look forward to. But God, it was fucking refreshing to go to see an original fantasy movie. Like,
especially because, especially fantasy is just not getting anything.
Exactly.
They're just like, I can't even think of the last fantasy movie
that isn't an IP.
Yeah, and that didn't come out straight to Netflix or something.
Right. It was really fun to go to a theater and sit my ass down in the seat and be excited to watch an original fantasy film. Especially one that I found as visually striking, and because it's not trying to be dark and gritty. It's as all Brian Fuller's things are, it's contrasting this honestly very scary and at times dark premise with these fantastical, brightly colored, whimsical visuals.
It's almost like watching an iridescent bubble pop.
Yeah.
He's just it's just so beautiful. And then, oh man.
Beans. But
that was dark.
I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it, especially if you enjoy Brian Fuller's other work, or if you're just excited about original fantasy IP films. Or I guess I wouldn't call it an IP. Well, it is an IP anyway. It doesn't matter. If you, like me, wish every day that there were more interesting original fantasy films and not just adaptations of things that you already read, I would recommend Dust Bunny. It's not a perfect film. There is really no perfect film, but I had a really good time watching it, and it's one of those things where I was like, oh, movies can be good, but not there are
not
lots
because this one was super good.
And I watched this. My list is almost entirely movies, and I loved all of these movies to some degree. But fantasy film is such a tricky thing. Fantasy's a really hard genre to do on film. If you think about it, there aren't that many truly great fantasy films.
You got Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, The Princess Bride. There's some that I haven't seen, Legend.
You haven't seen Legend?
I haven't seen Legend.
You need to put that
especially
in. Is it in your jar?
In our jar?
Okay, good.
Especially live action fantasy films.
So good.
There's not a lot. There's
The
great
Labyrinth.
Yeah, there's like some really good original fantasy films, but like The Princess Bride is not original. The book's also great. Neither is Lord of the Rings. But like there's just not there's just not a lot of them. And so it was really nice to see a fantasy story developed specifically for film, executed in film to the creator's wishes. Like it was just really nice to see that. It was really refreshing as a fantasy enjoyer to get to sit in the theater and watch it and have a good time. Even though there are elements where I was like, okay, you know, that was maybe a little indulgent or whatever. I still had a great time.
Yeah. Yeah. This is something Missy and I both did. We watched Heated Rivalry. So
are you ready for the Heated Rivalry?
I don't have many heated feelings. not that doesn't mean that I don't
either.
I don't dislike. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was great. I didn't have the visceral reaction a lot of people did of like, oh my God, this is so good. This is so good.
If you're not familiar with Heated Rivalry, which I feel like everybody probably is at this point, it is an adaptation of a romance novel about
a hockey romance novel, which is its own genre.
Yeah, which is about two players on sometimes rival hockey teams. One is Shane Hollander, who is kind of a good boy.
He's just a good boy.
He's a good boy. He is
team captain.
He's team captain. He's like
getting A's.
He's biracial.
Yes.
I think he's like
one of the
Japanese
first. Yeah, he's like
something.
one of the first Asian.
Yeah, so he's one of the first Asian hockey players. He plays in, he plays for Montreal at some point in the book. It goes over quite a period of time. Him and then Ilya, whose last name I can't remember off the top of my head. Romanov. It's not Romanov. That's the
no
Anastasia. It's
Rozanov. Rozanov.
So it's about Ilya plays for Boston. He also plays for some other teams.
I can't believe you remember all this. Teams they played for.
If I'm gonna watch something, I'm gonna fucking watch it. So he plays for a different team. They're rivals. Shane's from Canada. Well, Ilya's Russian, but he plays for Boston. And they kind of, they're rivals, but then they start fucking, and then they go back and forth they hate each other on the field, but on the rink, but they're fucking each other. Neither of them are really publicly out. There's also sort of a bottle episode about another hockey player.
That was my favorite.
Who's gay and who...
It was literally a coffee shop romance.
It was a smoothie shop
Yeah, it
romance.
was a smoothie... Well, I think they had coffee there. He just got smoothies.
He was always getting that blueberry.
Very adorable.
That blueberry smoothie. And yeah, so it's about this rivalry-ish. Here's the thing.
You're going too long. It's about two dudes who fuck.
Okay, so this is the problem. This is my problem with Heated Rivalry. I just gave you the plot summary of the show. You don't need to know any of that because the show has its finger on the fast forward button. Because
all you need to know is they play hockey and sometimes they play against each other and they're supposed to hate each other. That's their thing. Is to the public, they're supposed to hate each other.
Yeah, and we don't really see much of that. Mostly what we see is fucking. And if I just wanted to watch two guys fucking, I could go to google.com and type in two hot guys fucking.
But that would be too graphic.
I know. And therein lies the problem for me.
That would be too graphic. So
I
wouldn't want to watch that.
I don't think that Heated Rivalry is a bad show.
I think it's a great show. It's fun.
I was kind of frustrated while I was I will say before I be too critical of it, the last two episodes were genuinely very good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the last two episodes.
I was so mad because I didn't I was like, this is where it ends. I forgot that there's a whole series and that this wasn't just going to wrap everything up real nicely. And I was like, this is the credits are still rolling. Where's the next episode button?
I thought the last two episodes were genuinely very good because they were more character focused. My biggest problem with Heated Rivalry was that I have to compare it to a fan fiction, not a specific fan fiction, but for me, one of the appeals of reading fan fiction is that you take my favorite little guys and then you drop them into something else and then you get to see how they react to a new scenario, right? But I'm already familiar with the little guy in question. I know the little guy's tastes, habits, flaws, strengths. Like, I know these things already.
And then when they write things against that, it's even more interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is interesting when it's like, you're putting them in a situation that they would never be in. How do they react to that? It's like an interesting thing. And then like, if then they have sex with your other favorite little guy in question, you're like, yeah, we built up to this. I know who these people
The
are.
little guy in Predator.
The little guy in Predator. The problem with Heated Rivalry to me was that it felt like a fan fiction for a property I was not familiar with.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. But so many people love it and did not read that book.
Yeah.
So many people. So, like, for me, I think, what are people getting? Like, okay, here's my thing. There are two things. I knew this was a big deal, and I had no urge whatsoever to watch it because I just really didn't care. And then I saw two things. The two actors, funny, adorable. I could watch
charming.
them forever. They are so funny.
I was not super moved by this until I saw them at the Golden Globes. And then I was like, oh my gosh, they are so precious.
They are so funny and good, and they are the opposites of their characters, which I think is really fun. And the other thing that really pushed me over the edge is finding out that the director, the creator, is also the creator of Letterkenny.
Yeah.
And I thought that was wonderful and great, especially when people were like, hey, this is the creator of Letterkenny. And then they show a clip of Fart Book.
God.
Which I saw multiple times. So that's where I was like, oh, okay. And like, there are parts of it, like when it first starts, like, oh, this is like, knowing this, I would have never thought it, but knowing this now, I'm like, oh, I see
the music
this.
taste.
I think, and he is a gay man. And so like, I'm glad that he was able to do it, but I did see an interview with him where he's like, I just thought, what would women want to see?
And that to me,
which I thought was so interesting.
That to me makes a lot of sense with how the show plays out, because first of all, I don't think that the show, I don't know a lot about Canadian television, but it's put out by Crave. I don't think we're going to see dicks and buttholes on Crave.
I don't know anything about Crave, so I don't know.
I don't know, but my suspicion is that whatever the laws are in Canada, we're probably not going to be seeing dicks and butthole on Crave.
Crave maybe is Hulu of Canada.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I really don't know.
It doesn't
or like even HBO or something.
Well, if HBO plenty of times shows dicks, not butthole.
Right, but do you see the fucking, or do you just see the penis?
No, I just see the penis.
Usually
it's flaccid.
Yeah, this show is very... Sorry, I just had a flashback to an episode of Night of the Seven Kingdoms where you see an enormous flaccid penis. Like, don't come at me with that thing.
Run away.
I think that this show... I hate to say this. This is not very nice. This show to me felt very palatable to the broadest audience possible.
Yeah.
And so when
I don't think that's mean. I think that's just what it is.
It feels mean because the creator is a gay man.
Okay, but palatable doesn't necessarily mean bad.
No, and I don't mean it to mean bad.
I think that allowed a lot of people to be... I really liked the show.
So what I'm getting at is what you said. You said earlier, plenty of people watched the show and enjoyed it without any familiarity with the books in question. I think that that's the thing, is it's so palatable. For a lot of people, this might be their first time encountering gay sex. And the gay sex in this show is very pretty. It's very...
Yeah.
It's sexy. Like, don't get me wrong.
It's still sweaty.
It is sweaty.
Not my favorite thing, as we discussed
We were discussing this earlier.
The bike scene.
Oh my god, the bike scene rules.
Also gross.
Oh my god, no, that was the best.
The bike scene is really,
that was
really
the
good,
best show. That was the best. The two scenes in the show that I think are genuinely excellent sexual storytelling are the exercise bike scene in the first episode, in which they do not have sex. And the scene later, I don't remember the context, but Ilya just sitting his ass down. It's his birthday. Just sitting his ass down and saying, go to town on yourself.
Yeah.
Those were excellent moments of sexual storytelling.
Yeah. I think this was just taboo enough for a lot of people to be...
I agree.
I'm bad. Yeah. I'm bad. I really liked it. I thought it was really fun. I understand people's hangups on it, and I understand why people like it. It was really fun, and I enjoyed it. But I did feel, I was telling Missy this earlier, so this takes place over 15 years.
It's quite a long time.
It's a long time, and we do these huge jumps, but part of, I think, what would have helped me... So I'm not talking about it this time. I'll talk about it next time, because I rewatched Bridgerton. This is weird. I rewatched Bridgerton season 2, and one of the best, because the longing in it is so visceral. Like, it is like you're moving too far, not close enough, and like, it's just like, it's so good. And we could have really easily had that in the time spent apart. And I think that's where it fails the most for me. If like that longing is not there, because I immediately get to see them have sex all the time.
Yes.
So because the scene everybody loves is the dancing scene, and they can't have sex, and like that was great, right? So I wanted more.
In Bridgerton.
No, in Heated Rivalry, when they're at the club and dancing, and everyone loved that song and everything.
Yes.
That is what it was, that like we're not together and we're longing for each other was still, that scene was still very sexual. They didn't have sex, but the tension.
And the exercise bike scene.
So I think it could have leaned more into that.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you want to show, if you're like, nah, I want to show more dudes fucking, what am I to say?
Yeah.
I'm a straight woman.
Chase your bliss.
Don't tell me. I'm not going to be homophobic and tell you no.
I think that in my ideal world, this season was maybe 2 episodes longer. The exercise bike scene comes at the end of the first episode. They have sex at the end of the second episode. And everything gets stretched out a little more. Yeah. There's a little more time spent on the rivalry aspect. And a lot more time spent on the longing aspect.
I think it would have been cool to have, like, also, because they're stretched out, if we just had really short, quick scenes of them having, like, maybe you don't even see their faces, them having sex. And, like, I think that would have been a really easy way to show, like, it's just in passing.
Yes.
And they're still having sex and, like, those kinds of things. And, like, maybe they could have got a little bit more graphic because it was quick.
Yeah.
So I hope
just like the brief flash of a dick pic.
Yeah.
That they did have in the show.
Yes. I hope that, what's his name's like, great, everybody's on this. Now we're going to get real gross.
Good.
I hope that's what he does.
I would
support that. But we'll see.
That.
I'm sure it's getting another season. I'm happy for the writer that she's making all this money. That's great. Love her.
I saw something and I don't remember exactly what it was, but she like got invited to some like major literary thing and she's like, guys, I write hockey porn. Why am I invited?
It's all like, I'm so happy for everybody involved.
Yeah.
I do think they could have pushed themselves more, but I also, is this the movie that you're like, was this the text in the movie? They're like, let's push each other more intellectually. Yeah. And like, I can understand why we got what we got.
I wish there were more. Not of this show. I wish the landscape of prestige-ish, it's not really prestige TV, but I wish the landscape of media about queer men was broader so that this doesn't have to bear so much of the load for Hey. This doesn't have to bear so much of the load for discussing representation of queer men. And I know there are other shows, but not, I think, with the broad appeal of something like
part of it is the source material of like, okay, first you have this very TikTok-y like genre of not to like romance. Reduce it, but like the TikTok-y version of just romance in general. And then you have a hockey romance version of this. Like that's so like if someone comes to me like, oh, I love hockey romance, I know something about them.
Sure.
I can tell something about, I've read the hockey romances. They're not for me. It's not like I'm like, not that I'm like, oh, you're a bad person or like you're stupid. It's just, I know what, not in a sexual, but what gets you going. Like, yeah. I know that. And I just don't think that the world in which they were living in necessarily they ever felt that they would need to. Mm-hmm. I think, the show was only made with like 2 cameras.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I think that they did a lot with the little that they were given.
I agree.
So I can be like, yeah, I would have loved for you to push it further, but we still got some great stuff.
For me, it's not even about Heated Rivalry. Mm-hmm. It's about the landscape of
it's
this
a great
kind of story.
Jumping off point of talking about a lot of other stuff that is underrepresented. Yeah. Things that we need to talk about more, things like that.
Yeah. It's not even about this show, which I thought, like, if in a landscape of more shows that are romance shows, specifically about queer men, if there was a broader reach, I would just say Heated Rivalry is fine. Like, it didn't do it for me. Heated Rivalry now has to bear so much of the weight, and I don't it wasn't complex enough for me to find it. The last 2 episodes go a long way to like adding texture to the story that's being told. Queer men also just deserve fluffy romance stories, which is why I'm complaining that there isn't enough other shit on TV to make Heated Rivalry the load-bearing
and
show
maybe that we'll
become.
get some more now.
I hope so.
But you know what is interesting is I feel like for so long we were getting like, I don't need sex on the television. We just had this conversation. I don't need sex on the television. I don't need to see all this stuff. And I'm curious if this is the inkling and the beginning of a turn on that. Because this is still, while yes, it is very beautiful. The sex is very, for a lot of people who are watching this, they don't feel that way.
Right.
They're looking at it of like,
yes.
Oh no.
This is like when I read that historical gay romance and I was just dancing around the point that the thing I was trying to get at was that like if this is your first gay romance, you might be a little shocked by the anal fingering.
So really interesting in that I'm always
looking for an opportunity to bring up anal fingering on podcast Fake Geek Girls.
Yes. Something interesting, like kind of to this point as well of like, what was it? There was a movie that came out that was a gay romance movie. It didn't do very well. It was just fine. Can't remember what it is, but they have like missionary sex. And me included, a lot of straight people were like, you can do that? And like, I knew like physically you could do it, but it's never something that like I would imagine happen. And that happened in this too. So it's kind of like those things is like, whoa, wait, we can like watch 2 men have sex. It's so crazy. And like learn things and like see things differently. So I do think that for a lot of people, they saw this as gritty and intense and a lot.
And I just have decades of fan fiction brain.
Yes.
My brain has been eaten.
Fan fiction is a different animal.
Especially if you read like Slash.
Some of the nastiest shit I've ever read is in fan fiction. But I have read dark romance, so it isn't more than that. So anyways, it was good. I liked it. I hope that it's going to open the door to a lot of things. I hope they make so much money because there are some people there that deserve it.
Yeah.
We just spent so much time talking about it.
I knew we were going to have a lot to say about it. I watched Sinners.
I haven't seen it yet.
So I'm on my mission. Once again to try to watch all of the Oscar Best Picture nominees before the Oscars air. I'm running out of fucking time. I don't know if it's going to happen.
When do the Oscars air?
It's in March. Sinners was the first one that we watched. And everybody was like, Sinners is so good. You have to watch Sinners. They were right. I'm sorry. It took me so long. I don't know what to say. So Sinners is a... it takes place. Oh God, when does it take place? I now watched it like 2 months ago. It stars Michael B. Jordan, who plays twin brothers Smoke and Stack, who are opening up a juke joint, like music venue, specifically for Black people. I don't remember exactly where it takes place, but or exactly when it takes place. But they open this juke joint. They get all these people. They get the booze. They get some musicians. And one of the musicians is like their cousin. Anyway, the important part is that they get attacked by white vampires. The white vampires want to come in, and things go wrong. I really liked this movie. Like, it was really, really well executed. It's done by Ryan Coogler, who did Fruitvale Station, who did Creed, who did the Black Panther films. It's really, really well executed. I really enjoyed the movie. There's one scene that I think everybody talks about, which is this scene where they do this kind of seamless blending of Black music throughout history, which was really, really cool, really interesting to watch. I didn't come away with a lot of strong feelings watching this movie. My determination for Best Picture, I have decided in the past 2 years of this experiment, is whatever movie makes me have the most strong emotional reaction is the one that I end up wanting to win.
I think that's fair because when you consume art, that's pretty what you want.
I want an emotional reaction.
An emotional reaction of visceral. You want something to move you inside. You don't want to say, this met this criteria for beautiful. This met this criteria for for appropriate storytelling. So I think that's fair.
That's why, like, last year, The Brutalist was my personal pick for Best Picture, even though I think Conclave was a better movie.
That's so good.
I would have chosen...
left you chewing.
It left me chewing and chewing and chewing and chewing and made me feel a lot of emotions. Sinners didn't give me a whole lot of emotions to chew on. However, the very there's like a end credits or a mid-credit scene or something like that. That scene made the movie for me. That scene made the fucking movie.
I heard that if you see in IMAX, like a real IMAX, it's like a different experience.
I believe that. It was really good. Like, talk
really
about original fantasy films. Like, it's really, really well done. It's really well executed. The commentary that it's making, the weaving of myth and history and
it was well executed.
It's very, very well executed. It didn't get me emotionally as some of the other ones that I'll talk about, but overall, really, really great movie. People are not lying to you. It's definitely worth watching.
Bob really liked it. I believe he watched it for 2 reasons. He liked the director because he liked Creed,
Ryan Coogler,
and he loves Haley Steinfeld. To the point where funny facts, he hates the Bills, the not like everyone named Bill, but the football team. He's a Dolphins fan, so he has to hate the Bills. And then Josh Allen, who's the quarterback for the Bills, I believe, is married to her, or like they're engaged, and she's having a baby, and so he really hates them. But I'm pretty sure that's like one of the 2 reasons that he watched it, and he said it was really good.
It was good. It was good. It was. I think at times it was too polished for me.
Oh, okay.
I wanted a little...
You like a little grit, though.
I wanted a little nastiness. And it's a vampire film. There's nastiness. But I wanted it to be a little rougher.
Okay.
But overall, I think it's a great movie. Definitely worth watching. I think you'll really enjoy it, Mary.
I'm sure I will.
And again,
I know I need to watch it.
Super well executed. It's not my favorite to win of the 3 that I have watched so far.
Okay.
Oops. I went to sleep.
I read Game On by Navisa Allen, I believe is how you say her name. This was me trying to find the perfect bad guy. And let me tell you, I didn't. So a fun fact about me, I just love a bad guy. Like, I've learned over the years of like, okay, I love Kylo Ren. I like all these characters that are like supposed to be bad guys. And then people want to give them redemption arcs. And I'm like, I can get behind that. But what if they were just bad? Like, what if we just let them be really bad? They still take care of the heroine or whoever, but they're still like just a bad guy. And so I thought, I got something on Instagram and I was like, oh, a masked stalker. Let's try that. Yay!
Yippee!
A masked stalker who ended up being basically... So the book is about a guy who runs an Instagram account, and like this is a real thing that I learned. I don't know how I didn't know because I feel like I would know, but he runs an Instagram account where he's like a masked man, and he posts like very almost as dirty as you can get types of things. And she was hooking up with like his roommate, and he's like, oh man, I like this girl, I can't do anything, bro code. And then she's like, I love this Instagram, and then like he found out somehow it was her. And he knew where she lived. And so he was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to break into her house and make very inappropriate content on her bed. And she's like, wait a second. This looks familiar. And that's how the things kind of start. And he doesn't talk. Eventually he gets like a voice modulator, which in my head just sounded so stupid. I was actually reading this with my eyeballs.
Microsoft Sam.
I can only... I almost wish I would have listened to that because I would have loved to know like what did they make that sound like. I
hope it sounded like Microsoft Sam.
I hope so. I'm gonna imagine that it did. He ended up being like,
she looks like she's listening to you. Like she's like, really, tell me more.
Yeah. She's into the dark rot.
You're not old enough to be reading this.
Here's the thing. This is not dark. Like, it might be considered dark. This is not dark romance.
This is baby's first dark romance.
Yeah, this is not. I wouldn't consider this dark romance because he is like a good guy. Like, he's like, he.
He's just an Instagram dude.
Yeah, he also ends up being, I think, yeah, he's her boss as well.
Wild.
Yeah, that might be how things started. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's it too. Forgot. I don't know this. I read this a while ago. All this to say is it was fine. It wasn't very good. I just was like really deeply disappointed in the fact that he was supposed to be a masked stalker and he like puts this sounds so bad. Don't judge me, people. He puts cameras in her room and he's like, of course I would never watch you when like without your consent. And I'm like, but what if you did? But what if you did? And then I tried to find some other bad guys and they all just ended up being like, okay, but not bad. I just didn't want that. I didn't want that. I don't want like bad guy. I don't want a bad guy, but I don't want a minor involved. Weirdos.
This is how I ended up writing.
No, that's the best thing to come from this. I mean,
Merri was complaining about dark romance and like telling me all these things, and I'm like, every day I think maybe I should just quit my job and write erotica.
Missy to so bad. I want you to. I don't know if I could read your erotica.
That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah,
I'm
feel
scared
like
that
hard.
This is going to be the least sexy dark romance of all time.
Well, you could write it and then you could put in parentheses, Merri, stop reading.
Merri, don't read this part. It's sexy. It's not sexy for me.
I love reading like a good sex scene. The problem is so many are not. Like, so many are just simply, and this is part of... It's
not about the fucking.
Yeah, this is part of what I didn't like. Not that I didn't like, but I felt like this book was lacking. Like a lot of these books are simply to get the sex scene. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. But then the sex scenes happen and we are just, it's like almost mechanical.
Yeah.
Of like, anything you like, it's just mechanical. Like there is a good scene where she's like, I'll show him. He's fixing my car. I'll show him. And she starts like getting a vibrator and she's like, I'm gonna be really loud. And he's like, that bitch. And he crawls through her window and then uses a vibrator but won't have sex with her. And that was funny.
Yes.
That's very funny.
There's character there.
Yes. And she's very angry. I actually don't think that he lets her come either, which is very funny.
Mm-hmm.
I love that kind of evil. But like, then you get to the sex and it's just like, and then they had sex.
Mm-hmm.
And like, maybe it was a little crazy. So yeah, it wasn't that well. But I did get Missy starting to write me a dark romance in which I got to say what I wanted. And then sometimes I'd say something like, no, I don't want that. No, I want this. No, I want that. Missy's written me a small chunk and I read it and I literally think about it like every other day. I just want, like, that's what I liked about, like, Haunting Adeline was, like, he's just bad. Mm-hmm. Just let a guy be bad. Like, yes, he does rape her, and, like, that is, like, a lot. But the book acknowledges that.
Right.
And anytime somebody comes to the author and it's like, no, she's like, no. That is what happened.
Right.
You can't be like, oh, but they fell in love. There is none of that. He is not a good guy. Mm-hmm. And, I think I get those, like, there's a few books where I can get a lot of mafia books. We were just at Half Price Books and I was showing Missy the ones. Oh yeah, this guy's bad here. But I was looking for it. I just got a man who at one point, I told Missy open the book. I'm like, here, just read it because it's not very well written. Missy opened the book to the stupidest part. He's wearing his like ski mask and he wakes up and forgot he fell asleep. He's like, I can't see. I'm blind. Help me. And Missy was like, what is this? I'm like, well, this is a crazy, stupid part. It's still all bad. And now it's getting its own show.
That's crazy.
That's wild. And that's how you know it wasn't a really bad guy. If I'm going to read a stalker, like, I don't want one with manners. Who wants that? They're like, these books are like, they're good for like stepping into a world in which clearly I don't want a stalker.
Right.
Clearly I don't want a masked man following me around. Or like, I don't want that, but you can like put yourself in these crazy situations, like these taboo situations, be completely safe. So why would plenty of people want what that book gave them? Don't get me wrong, but that's not what I want. I want these like terrible people that I can be like, oh man, they're terrible, aren't they?
Yes.
And feel totally fine being like, because I think a lot of it honestly stems from like, okay, liking Kylo Ren and being told constantly like, oh, you're a bad person then. Mm-hmm. You're a bad person. And I'm just like, no, he has a redemption. And I'm like, no, I don't want him to have a redemption.
Right.
I don't want that. And like, it's really frustrating to be told, well, you're a bad person. And that's why you get off the internet because there are only like 7 people saying that.
Yeah.
Just a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it wasn't very good. Beg for Missy's story instead. If we all make what's it called?
A GoFundMe.
A GoFundMe and write our senators.
Tell your senators Missy needs to be writing a dark romance.
That we might get it.
Begonia.
I
actually watch.
I need to see this too.
I'm not talking about these in the order that I watch them. The
no
Oscar
one
movies.
would know that.
I'm talking about them in the order that I think is most interesting for me to go through them. So Bugonia is Yorgos Lanthimos' newest film.
And he did
Poor Things and The Lobster, which I talked about.
I haven't watched
an
that
episode or so.
I can't hear lobsters without thinking of Animorphs. And when he's in the bottom of the pool.
Yeah. So
it's just such a good scene.
Bugonia is actually like very easy to sum up. A conspiracy theorist who's this is like maybe a mild spoiler. He has a reason for targeting Emma Stone's character specifically. His mother was, if I remember correctly, hurt by an experimental drug treatment, and Emma Stone runs the pharmaceutical company that produced said supposed
drug.
miracle treatment. He kidnaps her to force her to admit that she is an alien sent to torture humanity. And she's like, I am not a fucking alien. You're crazy. And then he holds her captive in the basement. It's a great dark romance from Merri.
Oh, yeah.
He holds her captive in the basement for a while, trying to get her to admit that she is, in fact, an alien. And that's all I'm going to say about the plot. Because the push and pull that happens in this movie is really great to watch. The acting is really great. And I don't want to spoil anything about it. What I will say instead about this movie, this is my current frontrunner for my choice. And I've only watched 3 of the movies, so there's still many that I haven't seen. My current choice for Best Picture of the 3 that I have seen is in fact Bugonia. And the reason that I say that is, again, because it elicited the most emotional response from me. And the emotional response it elicited from me was extreme revulsion and discomfort. And initially, the last 20 minutes of the movie changed things pretty dramatically. And when I initially watched it, I thought, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like this change. I don't know if I'm comfortable with this. There was a lot of that throughout the film because the conspiracy theorist says a lot of things that you could hear coming out of my mouth. It just so happens that then he'll also say it was the aliens that did it. The movie does not at any point let you 100% identify with either of its central characters, the kidnapper or Emma Stone's character. If you identify with either one of those people, I think you need to look at that because they're both bad in different ways. You have girl boss feminist and you have conspiracy theorist.
No good there. Nobody's
good here. The last 20 minutes again initially made me go, oh, I don't know if I like that. I wanted it wasn't even that I wanted something specific to happen. It was that it made me really uncomfortable with how I viewed a certain angle of the film. So, being a critic, I thought, I don't know if I like that. And then I thought, okay, why would the director make this choice? Why would this be in the film at all? And I thought about it and I went looking for answers and I hit upon one and I said, oh, no, that makes perfect sense. And when I think about it that way, every other piece of the movie falls into place. And the feelings, the gut feelings of revulsion and disgust and abjection, really, that I felt while watching it made it work for me. The emotions that I had while watching Bugonia are not dissimilar to the emotions that I felt while watching Eddington. They are 2 movies of a kind. If you did a Eddington, Bugonia, one battle after another triple feature, you would have the current state of the world. I'll get to one battle after another shortly. So I struggled with it at first. I really liked the experience of watching it. Like, it's really good. It's really well done. But I was like struggling with it a bit thematically until I found that one thing that kind of clicked everything into place. So this is, I don't want to say too much about it. I don't want to spoil anything about it. It's also a remake of a South Korean film. But overall, I love Bugonia. I thought it was really, really good. It's another one I think people are really going to struggle with thematically. I mean, I struggled with it initially, much like Eddington. I can see why it is somewhat divisive. It is not a movie that lets you be comfortable, and I really appreciated that. So I really love Bugonia. Of the 3 movies that I've seen so far, it is my favorite for Best Picture. If I was in charge, I would give it to Bugonia.
I watched Traitors season 3.
Hell yeah.
I didn't watch the first 2 seasons because I wanted to watch all the reality stars that a lot of them that I knew. So Traitors is, they bring like 23 people in the newest 2. They're reality stars. So from Survivor, Big Brother, Real Housewives, there's Bob the Drag Queen's there. So RuPaul, Drag Race, all that kind of in that world. The Bachelorette, she's the best. She's my favorite one. And a lot of them have history together, and you bring them all to this beautiful castle. Alan Cumming's there, and I want you to watch simply for his outfits.
I wish I went to a beautiful castle and Alan Cumming was there.
The outfits that he wears should have their own show, and I'm so not like, they're amazing. It is just simply, they like, the show is good, but those outfits are too good for the show. They're too good for television. They're so beautiful. Like, some of them are just so beautiful.
I love Alan Cumming.
Oh, he's amazing in it. He's very funny. He's very good. So they bring him all to this castle in like Ireland or whatever, Scotland, I think. And He's Scottish, so Scotland. 3.
I know, because we had a discussion the other night about, I'm like, I think Alan Cumming is always like playing a British guy, playing an American guy. And to the point where I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know which one, which is the real Alan Cumming. So I had to Google it to see. I was like, was he like raised both? Like, is that why he does
Scottish?
No, he's just Scottish. He's
just good at what he does.
Neither of those things. The accent.
Just good at what he does.
Yeah, he's just good at it.
So 3 to 4 or however many people they really want are chosen, and they are traitors. So there's faithfuls and there are traitors. And the whole game is that the faithfuls try to weed out who the traitors are, banish them, and then each night, then the traitors choose somebody to kill, and they're cast out, and they can no longer play the game. And at first it was like, this is fun. And then we got a lot of backstepping, traitor on traitor issues, absolute idiots. It was really good. It was really, really good. I just started the 4th season, which is airing right now. And I don't have too much to say besides, Missy, you and Josh need to watch. I think you two would adore this show. You'd be like,
as noted, the mole likers.
Yes. And there's I think of the new one, there's someone from Top Chef, and they're all over the place. There's like a K-pop star, right? Like, he writes the K-pop music in the new one. Unfortunately, the newest season does have, God, what is his name?
Katy Perry.
No, it doesn't have Katy Perry. It has that one guy who loves Bravo. God.
The commentator guy?
No, not Andy.
Oh.
You wouldn't know.
Oh, I would.
You wouldn't know based off of what I just told you.
Oh, okay.
Michael Rappaport.
Who's that?
A raging Zionist.
Oh.
A raging Zionist. And he really, really loves all the Bravo, like the Bravo verse and things like that. He's not on anything, but they did bring him onto this. And that's like the worst part of it is that like and he's so stupid. He's so bad.
Maybe they'll get rid of him pretty quickly.
I do know that they do because I've only just started and there's more episodes out. It's just fun. It's just really fun.
I do want to watch that.
And they do crazy different challenges. There's some that you'll really like and some that are really gross, and one of the girls from Summer House, Ciara's in it, and I love her. And yeah, it was good. You guys would love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I also watched One Battle After Another.
Okay.
The newest Paul Thomas Anderson film.
Who also did...
he's done so many movies.
I can look it up. I just want to know...
The one about oil. I drink your milkshake.
Oh,
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood.
I think he did Licorice Pizza. He's done a lot of movies.
Boogie Nights.
I didn't know he did Boogie Nights.
This is just showing up on my Google search, like the AI.
No, he could very well have done Boogie Nights.
I'll let you know.
Okay. So it's by Paul Thomas Anderson. It is starring Tiana Taylor. and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, licorice pizza.
Benicio del Toro. I love Benicio del Toro. I become a real Benicio del Toro fan. Whenever he's in something, I'm like, yeah, it's my boy Benicio del Toro.
He also directed many Haim music videos.
Interesting.
I think he's dating one of them.
No, he's with Maya Rudolph.
Oh, never mind. That's what I know then.
So, this movie it initially starts by following Tiana Taylor's character, Perfidia Beverly Hills, I think is her name.
What a name.
Something like that. She is the leader of a revolutionary group. The movie opens with them freeing people from a migrant detention center in the American Southwest. That's how it opens. They go in guns blazing. They meet, what's that fucker's name? Sean Penn.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Penn is like a government dude. And she like walks in on him and makes him jerk himself off until he's hard. And then basically walks his ass out to humiliate him in front of everybody. She hooks up with Leonardo DiCaprio's character who like does like explosives. This is like his first time helping out. They end up hooking up. They're together for a while. She gets pregnant.
A lot's happened.
And we're like in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Wow.
She gets pregnant. She gets caught during, I think, a bank robbery and sells out the rest of the revolutionary group to save herself. She's also not a great mother. She has to go into essentially witness protection, where she ends up disappearing. Flash forward, Leonardo DiCaprio is raising their kid together. Leonardo DiCaprio has become the world's biggest burnout. This man doesn't give a shit about anything. He smokes weed all day. He does not know. He's terrible. He sucks.
Deadbeat dad.
Absolutely. Well, he's deadbeat. He is her dad. He is raising her. But like this man has gone from participating in revolutionary actions to sitting on his couch smoking weed all day. His daughter ends up somebody's after his daughter for reasons connected to the revolutionary past. The movie is kind of a caper. There's kind of a caper situation happening.
What the hell does that mean?
Like an adventure full of
you hate capers.
Misadventures.
Oh, okay.
An adventure of misadventures. Leonardo DiCaprio is like kind of the central character, but there's a lot happening around it as well. I know what movie this is. Such as the daughter, such as, all of these other things. The best thing about the movie to me, the acting's really good. The pacing overall is really good. There's like some sections where I was like, okay, we could trim that down a little. But the best thing about the movie is that we're so used to, in my opinion, seeing Leonardo DiCaprio playing like a guy who's like good at stuff or who is charming.
A rough and tumble guy.
Yeah. Not so in this movie. This is the stupidest, most like least interesting man surrounded by the world's most fascinating people. But the movie's about him, and that is so fun to see. Yeah. And I know that some people are going to hear that and be like, "Oh yeah, center it on the white man." I'm like, I hear you. However, it is so interesting to me to in fact center this white man in this story and be like, look at this fucking asshole. This man can't do anything.
This guy sucks.
While he's surrounded by people who are really putting in work to make the world a better place. This one did not hit me as hard emotionally as Bugonia, which is why it isn't my favorite of the ones to win. It's a very, very well executed movie. There were a couple of points in the movie where I was like, I don't know if I like what's happening there thematically. And I know some people feel very differently, and some people feel very strongly that the movie is bad because of its representation of certain things. There is almost this clash of like generations of revolutionaries, because you have Leonardo DiCaprio's like the group that he belonged to like 10, 15, 16 years earlier versus the people doing it now. There's some elements of tension there. There's a joke in it that I think people read differently than I do. I don't want to spoil, but there's kind of this joke about, I'll put it this way. There's kind of a joke about like safe spaces. And I think people read that as like a joke about safe spaces, whereas I read it as a very intentional poking at your expectations of an unseen character's demographics is the best way I can think to put that. Without spoiling anything. There was one point where I was like, Cloud just went over
really
the sun.
dark.
There's one point where I was like, I would not have made that choice because I think it looks bad from an optics perspective. There is also the intense sexualization of Teyana Taylor's character. I agree that is rough. I also think it suits the character. The problem is we're in a landscape of hypersexualized Black women. Teyana Taylor's character feels bad. I also like the character and the character directions. So it's one of those things.
It's complicated.
It's one of those things that I have complicated feelings about. I love that character. I thought she was fascinating. She's so fucking commanding on the screen. Like, I would follow her into battle too. Damn.
Yeah, but she is just, I mean, I watched her on Super Sweet 16 and she is just that way.
She is just that way. She's also great on like SNL. Everywhere I've seen her, she's great.
Yeah.
But like the character was incredible. Overall, I thought it was a great movie. Definitely worth watching. Again, the Bugonia, One Battle After Another, Eddington, like trifecta here. This is an episode about trifectas. I think that all of these movies explore something very interesting about our world.
This is a perfect example of why politics is inherently political.
Yeah.
We would have not gotten these 20 years ago.
No. And like one of the things I found really interesting about One Battle After Another, some of the people who don't like it are like, it doesn't actually engage enough with revolution. And I'm like, well, I agree with you. Well, no, I don't agree with you. I agree with you in that it doesn't really engage that much with revolution for a movie about revolutionaries, but revolutionaries also have lives, and some of them eventually leave revolutionary work. And this movie is kind of about that.
As somebody being you who famously loves the, okay, but now what? That makes sense.
Yeah, this movie is very much from the perspective of Leonardo DiCaprio's character, okay, but now what?
Mm-hmm.
His life got ruined by revolution because that's how he lost the woman that he was in love with. Yeah. She could never put her relationship with him and their kid over the revolutionary work that she was doing. And as a result, they completely lost one another because she sold them out and went into hiding. And the movie says, okay, that was the first 20 minutes where you get to see all the exciting revolutionary work. Now here's everything else that comes around that. And then you have all of these other characters kind of orbiting Leonardo DiCaprio's life who are still doing this really interesting revolutionary work. And it has fuck all to do with him. He doesn't get to participate in it. Benicio del Toro's character being the best example of this. Every time Benicio del Toro's character comes into the movie, it's like, yeah, love this guy. I thought the movie was great. I think there are some reasonable criticisms to be made of some of the political choices in it. But I also think that, much like I felt with Bugonia and much like I felt with Eddington, if you take a moment to ask why this choice was made, you can find something really interesting. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with it. There's one choice, like I said, in One Battle After Another, I was like, why did you choose to do that? And I'm like, I might understand why you choose to do that, but I still don't like the choice. And I think that's really all, like, that's really it. Like, it's good to ask why and to be like, well, I don't actually like that choice is a perfectly fine conclusion to come to.
You should probably do another one. I think I'm going to cut out Toy Story because I don't have much to say about it. And I only have a little bit to say about Summer House. So,
I watched The Moment, which is the Charlie XCX documentary.
Yes. I want to see this so bad.
The Moment was so good. Do not let the internet tell you that
is this an Oscar nominated?
No.
Oh.
No. This is just fun. We went to see this one for fun. I bought my husband the last year for Christmas, or the year before for Christmas, I got him the A24 subscription, where you get a free ticket to every A24 movie the weekend of its debut. So he's ready to go to any A24 movie because he gets to see it for free. We both love Charlie XCX.
But he especially loves Charlie.
Loves Charlie XCX. My husband's a real pop girly.
In before everyone else.
Yeah, my husband's we've been listening to Charlie XCX for a long fucking time.
Well, a lot of like even the Gen Zers were like, she's not a millennial. And people were like, she's been around for so long. Yeah. She just got really popular with this. I saw that.
Well,
She just got really popular with this album with the younger kids.
So this is a mockumentary in the style of something like Spinal Tap, except instead of being a mockumentary about a fake band, this is a mockumentary about Charli XCX, the real person. And she has talked about it on Letterboxd as being a sort of what if scenario for how the rollout of and promotion of Brat could have gone. And sort of what happens in this movie is you have Charli XCX playing a fictionalized version of herself, where essentially she gets scared that her relevance is going to disappear if she does not cling to Brat with every fiber of her being. And that results, she has a longtime creative partner who works on her stage show, but her label wants to do a concert film, right? And they bring in this director who's worked with like Demi Lovato and stuff, played menacingly to perfection by Alexander Skarsgård. I have such a soft spot for Alexander Skarsgård for reasons I don't know.
We know.
It's not, I was thinking about it, I'm like, I don't think it's just that I love Eric Trueblood. Because he was
Trueblood.
I can't,
Northman.
I couldn't remember his name right.
He was so perfect for it, though. He was
so perfect for Eric.
So I can't imagine it's any other reason.
I just have very fond feelings.
He also is just very charismatic.
I think, yeah, he's very charismatic. I think he's very funny, but
Eric Trueblood.
He is played...
God, he is a perfect choice for that.
He is played to fucking perfect. Like, he's so menacing and sinister in a way that initially you're just like, he's clearly trying to be this, like, cool art man, very I listen to women, that kind of thing, and it just makes it all
I drink
the more,
matcha.
Yeah, he's all the more menacing for it. The label brings this guy in to direct the concert film. Immediately, he and the creative director are butting heads. Charli XCX is kind of just caught in the middle of this. The label basically is like, oh, Charli, you're going to talk to this guy. He's going to give you a verbal contract. It's about a credit card. Don't worry about it. So she ends up agreeing to this Brat credit card. The funniest scene in the movie to me is when they're telling her initially about this credit card, and they're like, yeah, it's a credit card with this bank. It's for like gay youth, like your fans. And then she's like, so it's a credit card for gay youth. And they're like, yeah. And she's like, well, how do you know? And they're like, how do you know what? And she's like, are they going to have to like prove it? And then there's like this super uncomfortable, and this is like a very mild spoiler. There's this really great scene that it's like a super cut of her meeting different fans, and one of them is like this queer black man who is like, Charli, you saved my life. I was gonna kill myself until I heard your music, and then he like takes a picture with her with his Brat card, and it's just like, it's excellent satire. Like, it's excellent fucking satire, but a lot of people did not see the satire in this movie, and were like,
That's
this movie's
wild.
I know.
I've never seen the movie.
The movie's, I thought it was
What are they saying?
That there are no jokes. I thought it was incredible. I loved this movie. I laughed harder at this movie than I think I have laughed at almost any movie. Especially, there's a scene where there's a very funny misunderstanding because of the British use of the word bird to mean either a woman or a literal bird. I laughed so hard at that scene that I had to forcibly stop myself from laughing because there were 2 other people in the theater and I was being very loud. There were 3 other people, my husband included. I thought this movie was fucking great. If you enjoy, Charli XCX, again, on her Letterboxd said, obviously I love this movie. I made it. It was based on my idea. Also, it's so Spice World coded. If you like Spice World, if you like Josie and the Pussycats, you gotta fucking see this movie. Funniest jokes that are not really in the funniest joke that is not really in the movie is the fact that not once in this movie does Charli XCX do coke. Lots of other people do coke.
That's very funny.
Charli XCX does not do coke. I loved it. I thought it was so good. I thought it was so funny. I had an amazing time watching this. But it's satire, you guys. You gotta know.
That's so bizarre. That tells me, like, what that tells me is, like, this...
And this is professional critics, too.
The steady decline of...
criticism as an art form.
And just media lyricism.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What did they just said there's no jokes? Or, like, I know you said that there was... People were angry that there wasn't enough music.
There wasn't enough music.
Which is a joke in itself.
That is a joke in itself. The fact that there's so little Charlie XCX movie or music in the Charlie XCX movie is itself a joke. One of the funniest things in the movie, this is again a mild spoiler, the label, the concert film, they're like, oh, this is going to be shown on Amazon, therefore we can't have like your Coke imagery. That's too strong. So instead we're going to have you sitting on a giant cigarette. Like, come on.
That's so funny.
We're going to have you come out of a giant glitter lighter. Like, hilarious.
People are dumb.
I'm going to cut this part because I think this is a really solid joke that I don't want to spoil. But like the album's Brat, right? But they put bitch on the stage, but they make the H a hashtag. And it's like, what is worse? What are you doing? I think this movie is great. If you like Spice World, if you like Josie and the Pussycats, if you like Charlie XCX's music, watch The Moment. It was so good.
How many more do you have?
I have
3?
If I do all of them.
I'm only going to do one more.
If I do all of them, I have 4 more.
You should not do all of them. What? How long are we?
1:20.
Okay. Well, I only have one more.
I can breeze through.
I didn't have much to say about. I watched Toy Story. It was sad and good. All of them. Freedom for Woody.
I only really like the third one. Famously,
I like them all.
I'm sure
that's about all I have to say.
Okay.
My kid though. Jesus Christ.
I listened to the audiobook of Don't Want You Like a Best Friend, which is by Emma R. Alban. And part of the reason I listened to this is because I was really struggling in December to get anything done. I didn't want to do anything. And my therapist, I couldn't read also because I couldn't focus. And my therapist was like, why don't you get a fun audiobook that's just going to entertain you? And then you don't have to try to read it. It'll read it to you. And I was like, you might be onto something.
You know what?
So
a novel idea.
The thing is, I really struggle with romance because I like...
You like what you like.
I like problems. I like conflict. Romance, not a genre built on the kinds of conflicts that I find interesting.
The conflict is very different.
Yeah.
Typically.
And a lot of times it's like miscommunication or something like that. And it's like
often miscommunication.
That can be interesting, but I don't want accidental miscommunication. I want intentional miscommunication. I want fuckers messing with each other.
Yes.
And that's just not what you...
As I look at Cruel Prince.
Yeah. That's not really what the romance genre is about. But I did discover last year when I was reading those historical romances that I like historical queer romance because there is baked in conflict, right? There are things that have to be addressed because you can't just be gay in Regency England. So I read Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Alban, which is about 2 young women who have been out to season, whatever it's called. You know, they've made their debuts. They're trying to find a husband.
So it's just like Bridgerton. Just like
Bridgerton. One is named Beth. Her father was an abusive drunk, and has passed away. And she and her mother are about to lose the family property if she can't find a husband because women can't inherit property. So that's our character number 1, Beth. The other character is Gwen, the daughter of Lord Havenfort, who is, he is in Parliament or whatever, and he is working to pass a law that would allow women to divorce bad husbands, essentially, because that was not something that you could do in Regency England. And the Gwen doesn't want to get married and really doesn't have to get married. Like, she probably should, but she doesn't really have to because her dad has lots of money. Her mom has passed away. So Gwen and Beth meet, immediately hit it off. Like, they just immediately hit it off with one another. They discover that they're both gay. They're both into each other, but it's Regency England. You can't just get married if you're gay. Also, Beth has to get married to save, like, to have a place for her mother to live. So there's all of these complications, their responsibility to their families, their responsibility, you know, quote unquote responsibility to society, the love that they have for one another, that sort of causes all of this pressure in their relationship. That was really, really fun to read. Now, it is still a romance. So, I mean, shocker, there's a happy ending. Also, they sort of try to parent trap their parents because they find out that their parents used to be in love with one another. But for, you know, responsibilities to family and society reasons, couldn't actually get married. So they try to parent trap their parents so that their parents will be together and may be able to produce an heir, and then they'll get to be together anyway. Like I said, it is a romance. It does have a happy ending. There are some points in the book where I was like, okay, we're stretching credulity a little bit here, but I am reading a romance, so I'm not going to be upset about it, which is primarily that almost everybody in their lives is like, yeah, no, it's super fine to be gay. I'm not worried about it. But like I said, I'm reading a romance. I have to make some concessions. But reading this, I was like, this is, if I want to read romance, I think historical gay romance is kind of where it's at for me, because there are baked in complications. Like, the characters really don't do anything wrong. They're kind of mean to each other at times. And I loved it every time they were.
I bet you did.
I loved it when they were bitchy to one another. Gwen kind of at one point develops a drinking problem, as in like she's sad and she drinks to not be sad. And Beth is just like a huge bitch about it at one point. And I was like, Beth, you can't say that. You can't say that. But I love that kind of thing. But the characters are overall really likable. Overall, it was a really good book. And the audiobook is really good. I really enjoyed it. I definitely would recommend it. If you, like me, love a romance, but you need texture, you need some complications, I would recommend this one. It's, again, Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Alban. And there's a second one in the series, which I will check out as well. I'm excited to read it. Currently, I'm doing another historical queer romance, which is A Sure Thing, which so far is very charming. I'm pretty sure we have a trans man rake, which is what a fucking blast. I'm in love with this man. So, did you have anything else?
I only have one thing, but there hasn't much to say about it.
I'll do one more, and
okay.
then you can do your last, then I'll do my last two, which I will breeze right through.
Okay.
I watched Send Help, which is the newest Sam Raimi movie, in which they try unsuccessfully to convince me that Rachel McAdams is not so gorgeous. This movie takes place, well, it's a modern film. It's about Rachel McAdams' character. She is this sort of frumpy woman who works at like a big company. And what's his name? Dylan O'Brien, I think. Dylan O'Brien plays the heir to this big company. He's taking it over, and his father promised Rachel McAdams' character a promotion, but he died before she could get it. So the son takes over, and she's like, hey, what about my promotion? And he's like, no, you're disgusting, and I'm giving it to my frat bro instead. But she gets invited on this international trip, like, to quote-unquote prove herself. It's obvious that he's never going to give her this promotion, but to quote-unquote prove herself. So they get on the plane. The plane fucking crashes. The only two survivors are Rachel McAdams' character and Dylan O'Brien's character. Dylan O'Brien's character has, like, a broken leg. And it turns out Rachel McAdams' character is a Survivor superfan.
Oh,
it has so many survival skills. So he becomes completely dependent on her on the first, for the first part of this, being on a desert island. This is a film about they could make each other worse, and they fucking do. I had a blast watching this movie. It is a Sam Raimi movie. It is disgusting. It is weird. It is goofy. But I had a lot of fun watching it. If I think too much about the gender politics of this film, I get annoyed. So I do not recommend thinking too much.
Don't think too
about
hard.
The gender politics of this film. On a purely just like
having a good time,
blood sport enjoyment level, they could make each other worse. I think my review of this movie was just they could make each other worse, and then that emoji surrounded by the face surrounded by hearts. Yeah. Because I think they could have boned it out. I had a great time watching this movie. That's good. It was really, really fun. It's not like high cinema. It's
just good time.
It's just a good time.
That's what his movies are, though.
They are. They're just good times. I think that you would have a good time watching it. We should all watch it. We should just have a little movie night and I'll watch Send Help. It was a lot of fun.
The last thing I have is the reality show Summer House. So it's actually I'm not talking about the one that's airing right now. Obviously it's airing right now, but the previous season, I was really interested in watching it because Paige DeSorbo, who is everybody's favorite, announced...
Not my favorite.
If you watched it, she would be. Like, let me give you a good example. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Lindsay, who I don't like. Everyone's like become like a Lindsay fan. I'm like, you guys are stupid. But come at me. She gets engaged. Like she gets Carl asked her to marry him, and she's like, "Oh my god, I couldn't believe it." And Paige's confessional is like, "She wore shoulder pads to the beach." She knew she was getting engaged. She's great. She's very funny. She always has like, she's a little mean, but like, I don't care. Like, she's kind of mean, but it's fine.
On reality TV, we need people who are at least a little mean.
Yeah. And truly, the only reason I'm talking about this is to be sad that she's no longer on the show. She left because she is bigger than the show. So I'm happy for her. So at Summer House last season, I don't know what happened. She ended up, it's just, you know what? I don't really have much to say about this.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. Paige DeSorbo is great. And I'm so glad she's no longer with Craig. I don't really have much else to say.
Is it worth watching?
Yes. Yes, it is. You have to get through a few people, but it's...
What is it about?
A group of friends who live in New York this is going to sound crazy.
Okay.
The first season they go to Montauk because they're too poor to go to the Hamptons.
Okay.
But now they're not poor anymore. They go to the Hamptons for the weekends in the summer. It takes 2 hours to get there. They get there like Friday afternoon and leave Sunday morning. Crazy. And they throw insane parties, like silly, but like the last season, they threw a bedbugs, not bedbugs, but like their whole thing is like Paige, Sierra, and Amanda. The thing they love to do is lay in bed. They don't go out at night, really. They just lay in bed, like all of them together. And so for their party, they made a giant bed that everybody could lay in. And there was just like everybody getting them. One of the guys, Wes, who I hate that his name's West and not Wes. He spent the whole time trying to be better, and he did. But he sleeps in the bed at the end of the night, and then it starts raining. It was very funny. It was a good show, good shit. I don't have much else to say. It was good.
Did you watch Until Dawn with us?
No.
Okay, I watched Until Dawn, which is quote unquote an adaptation of the video game. It has fuck all to do with the video game. I don't remember if I talked about Until Dawn, the video game, on the podcast.
I feel like we did,
but it's really fun. It's like it works like a playable movie. Same with the second game in the series. I can't remember what it was called. The Quarry, also very good. Until Dawn, the game, you kind of hop between these different. It's sexy college students or whatever go to the remote cabin, and then something's trying to kill them. And in the game, you go through to the different characters and you get to choose the actions, and some of them result in the characters dying. And that's how the game plays out. The movie is supposedly an adaptation of that, but it's not. It is about this girl. If I remember correctly, it's been quite a while since I watched this. I think this girl's sister has gone missing, or like her cousin or her friend or something. And they like go somewhere and they end up in like this house. And they find her name in the guest book, but it's like written over and over and over again. And what ends up happening is they get trapped in a time loop, and they all have to survive the time loop in order to escape it. I fucking love a time loop.
You do.
My husband and I are so pro time loop. Any time loop thing, we are all about it. The best episode of Legends of Tomorrow, time loop episode. So fucking good. Anyway, time loops, they're great. So it is a horror movie in which they have to keep going over and over again through, and it's not, it's a time loop, but it's also not a time loop because things are a little different every time. They it's almost like, it's kind of like Cabin in the Woods meets Groundhog Day. They're like playing with the tropes of horror movies and kind of throwing all of these tropes in there and seeing how these characters react to it. It's not a great movie. It's not going to challenge you, but it was really fun. Like, it was a solid, enjoyable horror movie.
Was this the one that Josh watched for 24 hours?
Yeah, so they did a promotion where you could go, I can't remember how much you were supposed to win, but if the last person standing would win a prize. So I think my husband watched this movie in theaters like somewhere between 6 and 8 times in a row. Like he was there all night, and then he went to work the next day. So my husband has seen this movie
10 times.
So many times. So yeah, my husband watched this movie 7 times in the theater in a row. And he said that it was really fun because by like the second or third time, everybody was just shouting at the screen, and he said it was a good experience. He did not win, unfortunately, but he did make it through all 7 screenings of the movie. And then he really wanted us to watch it afterwards because we played the game as a group of friends, and we would just kind of pass the controller back and forth and make decisions together and stuff like that. But also because the movie was it's just a fun thing to watch with friends. It's not, like I said, not groundbreaking cinema, not going to challenge you in any way, but it is a fun film to watch with a group of friends. If you enjoyed Send Help, for example, you would probably also enjoy Until Dawn. If you like that kind of horror, this is not Hereditary. This is not Get Out. This is not like that. This is just solid.
It's not elevated horror.
It's not elevated horror. This is just fun horror to watch with your friends. And on that level, I recommend it. I had a good time watching it. Are you all done?
Yeah, I'm all done.
Sick. The last thing I have is that I rewatched Dogma.
Oh man, so good.
Dogma is a Kevin Smith film that was unavailable for a very long time. It was very difficult to watch it. I'm so glad I bought it on DVD years ago. Dogma is, if you like Good Omens, you need to be watching Dogma. It is, I think it came out in the early 2000s.
I'll find out for you.
Something like that. So it has some early 2000s baggage. It also has a really horrible scene with a shit demon that I don't recommend. It's disgusting.
But you'll remember it.
You sure will. Like I said, it has some baggage. It is a Kevin Smith movie, so it's
99.
99. It is crude. It's crass. However,
smart.
It is smart. It's really funny. This is one of those things that Merri and I watched in high school, and I'm like, oh, this had a profound impact on who I am as a person. Also,
the shit demon.
Also, incredible performances from Matt Damon and Ben Affleck as two fallen angels. Just so good. It is about a church in New Jersey celebrating its 100-year anniversary. With if you walk through the doors, you are absolved of your sins, basically, which is, I guess, not an uncommon thing with like celebrations for the Catholic Church. So if you walk through the doors of this church, you will be absolved of your sins. It is about the two fallen angels, Bartleby and Loki, I think, who, again, fallen angels, can't go back to heaven, but they realize if they make it to this church and they become mortal by cutting one another's wings off and they walk through, they'll be able to get into heaven. So they're trying to get there at the same time as this woman is approached by the Metatron, the voice of God, played incredibly by Alan Rickman, telling her that she has a great destiny and she also has to get to this church and she will meet two prophets, and those prophets naturally are Jay and Silent Bob. And again, we've got a caper here. We've got a caper on our hands. We've got a religious caper on our hands, where she is trying to get to New Jersey to this church to stop the angels from going through. But a lot of stuff happens along the way. The angels slaughter an entire boardroom of a McDonald's, essentially. Selma Hayek is there as a stripper.
What's her name?
God.
Yes.
God in this movie is incredible. That I won't spoil. You kind of, I think you have to have been aware of the world in the 90s to appreciate how beautiful.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
The God situation in this movie is.
But just know.
It's really fucking good. I was honestly shocked by how enjoyable this movie still was.
Like how it held up.
There are obviously some things in it that don't hold up. There are also some things that really surprised me with how well they held up. I was honestly like, I did not think this movie would like be this good still in 2026. That's crazy. But I still had a great time watching it. If you want to know there's a series of movies that Merri and I watched as teenagers that, like, if you want to know us as people, this is like the canon, and it's Fight Club, Constantine, Dogma, SLC Punk,
Probably a lot of Romero.
I feel like I'm missing a major one.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Josie and the Pussycats.
There's a list, but I would say Fight Club, Constantine, Dog, like those are staple. Like those are important. I feel like we are missing one.
There's like, I feel like a really big one that we're missing.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Maybe we're not.
Maybe we're making it up. But if you want to know, if you're like, I wish I knew Merri and Missy on a deeper level, you can watch all of those movies and you will know us on a deeper level. So there you have it. Honestly, Dogma holds up pretty fucking well, and I didn't anticipate it. I'm not a Ben Affleck or a Matt Damon girly.
But you're a Dogma girly.
Matt Damon could get it in that movie. I'm still not a Ben Affleck girly, but Matt Damon could get it in that movie. And I think they explore each other's bodies in real life.
Probably.
I think they do. And that's my hot take.
I think they both also have good politics.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure that Matt Damon's like, his mom's a teacher, and there's like a speech he has about how important it is to support education.
Okay.
And I believe Ben Affleck stood up to Bill Maher about something. It might have been Zionism.
I do think that Ben Affleck is like a human disaster. Like that is with his horrible tattoo and that like picture of him looking exhausted and smoking. I'm like, I think I like Ben Affleck. I don't want to know anything about him in case that changes, but based entirely on his horrible back tattoo and that picture of him smoking, I'm like, I kind of think I like him.
If there's one person, if there are 5 people that my husband would leave me for, Ben Affleck would be 3 of them.
I love that. I love that it's Ben Affleck.
He loves Ben Affleck. He thinks he's the best Batman.
So funny.
He loves him so much.
That's so funny. Do you have anything else?
No.
That's it.
All right.
Thanks.
We've done it.
Thanks for joining us. You're now caught up on what we've been up to, and it took almost exactly the amount of time I thought it was going to take before I cut myself off, and we got through all of them. You can find us online at fakeitgirlscast.com. That has all of our previous episodes. Consider leaving us a review on your podcast service of choice. Next time, we are going to be talking about the Alien films. We're splitting it into 2 sections, the core Alien films and then the Alien ephemera, I guess is the way that I choose to frame it. Let me actually pull up what we were planning. I can't remember I think Resurrection is going to be in our first episode. So our next episode is going to be on Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection.
Okay.
And then we will do a second episode that's going to cover Prometheus, Alien Covenant, Alien Romulus, and Alien Earth, the TV series.
Which is kicked off what I wanted to do.
Yes.
Simply for the last episode. I'm just so curious what your thoughts would be. Because a lot of people hated it, and I'm unsure.
Okay. So what we're doing is we're going to do that, and then we're going to go back to the Time Quartet, and we're going to do the second book in the series, and then the second part of Alien, third book in the Time Quartet or Quintet. We'll see how we decide to do it. And then probably Wicked.
Yeah. We'll be in October probably by that point.
And then after Wicked, I want to do Fleabag.
Okay.
So I apologize to patrons who want to vote, but we have plans and missions. And
if you feel really strongly, you can tell us.
Oh yeah. Also, you can always commission us. We're open to commissions. It's $50, and we'll do an episode on a topic of your choice. You can either contact me directly or subscribe to the Patreon at the level of $50, and I'll get you a commission. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Catch you on the flip side.